guys and gals, me Mutahara, and are you guys excited about aliens? Look, I am a believer, ladies and gentlemen. You might think that, oh, Muta's off his meds again. Oh, he's talking about aliens. Can you disprove aliens in the comment section below? I just want to ask you, do you genuinely believe we're the only intelligent form of life? I would argue about our intelligence. But ladies and gentlemen, aliens, whether you believe it or not, they gotta be out there. Intelligent life has to exist in the unobserved parts of our galaxy and the observed. Now, it's wild that we haven't come across any aliens, but then again, the galaxy is so big that it's like Sean Murray's No Man's Sky, okay? It's gonna take a while before I guess people find each other, all right? God damn. We're in a multiplayer lobby that's the largest imaginable. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna put the thinking headsets on and we're gonna get right into it, okay? So today's video is all about the recent UFO whistleblower. So what's happened is an individual known as David Grush, an intelligence whistleblower, has alleged the intelligence community is hiding classified evidence of intact and partially intact craft of non-human origin. God damn! That's a pretty big claim, if true. So again, we're looking into it. Grush claims in a complaint in the Pentagon, other nations and defense contractors have recovered fragments of exotic origin based on vehicle morphologies and material science testing and the possession of unique atomic arrangement and radiological signatures, okay? That's a pretty big claim, if true. What he's saying is, obviously these planes exist, and they're not something we made, they're something entirely made by a group outside of us. So he had an interview with News Nation, so we're actually going to watch some of it because I think it's interesting to look into, it's interesting to cover. Let's hear what he has to say.
Human beings being hurt or killed by a non-human intelligence.
While I can't get into the specifics because that would reveal certain U.S. classified operations, I was briefed by a few individuals on the program that there were malevolent events like that.
Grush says
So basically, he's just said aliens have killed some of our agents. I'll be real with you, United States government, if they got one of their people killed, we're entering an intergalactic war, okay? It is what it is. I don't care how pacifist you are. The moment that Americans get involved into a war, we're all there. And you know what? I'm siding with my people, my earthlings, my fellow brothers against Lamaux, all right? I don't care how scary they are. I will fight tooth and nail for the freedom of our human species. Of course he does. He has to be careful about providing detail. The CIA, if he ever leaks out something that the CIA or any of these three-letter agencies don't want, David is getting nuked off the planet, okay? He's getting Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden is still alive, but the moment his protection runs out, you bet that the three-letter agencies are on that dude's ass, okay? It's like a kid that goes missing in the park, all right? All the white vans show up, all right? You got to be real careful.
this letter with us from the Department of Defense giving him permission to do the interview with News Nation. It says the interview questions are approved for public release. However, this approval does not include any photograph, picture, exhibit.
So, okay, basically the Department of Defense has allowed him to basically make these statements. So, to understand, what he's talking about is UAPs, which we'll get to in a bit. But it says over here that, again, I don't believe this would be false. To make this a falsified statement would be, I'd have to imagine it would be illegal. But so the DoD said the interview questions are approved for public release. However, the approval does not include any photographs, picture, exhibit, caption, so no evidence whatsoever. Also, you making a statement, we're not endorsing it or, saying that it has any factual accuracy. So they've allowed him to talk. They're just not going to side with whatever he says. Now, to give you an idea what UAPs are, according to NASA, which is a federal agency, they said the UAP, which is an unidentified anomalous phenomena, or unidentified aerial phenomena, so it's actually anomalous phenomena, not aerial phenomena. Interesting. So NASA is exploring the unknown in space. The atmosphere is the heart of who we are. So again, scientists who want to see what's outside our realm. And they have an independent study that's going to be coming out around 2023, mid-2023, so right around the corner, to be honest. In fact, probably like now, which is kind of interesting seeing all these whistleblowers like line up. But also over here, you can see that UAP Independent Studies team main focus is for them to come up with ways to evaluate and study UAPs by using data, technology, and the tools of science. Will this be an academic study? No, this will not be an academy study. Okay. Now, to understand, there's been more statements made by David, so we're going to look through more of it. This Air Force veteran has a bit more to say, so let's cover this down.
The UAP task force was refused access to a broad crash retrieval program.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
That's a big statement if true. God damn. So basically, he's not even saying that this could be like, other countries is like, no, he's literally said these are unique patterns that human beings have not come up with. So yes, this is by definition an extraterrestrial spacecraft. Interesting that he said it. And he's also basically detailed that there's a retrieval team that's done by the darker sides of the US, like DoD, which apparently deals with, again, grabbing these technology pieces for themselves and I guess using it to develop further technology in their list. So obviously you've heard of Area 51, you've heard of air bases, and the thing is Area 51, which is pretty much like a hotbed for conspiracies. In reality, if you wanted to truly apply the reality to it, Area 51 is typically a place where they design the most experimental US stealth aircraft, which is still to this day far advanced than what I understand most other countries have. Obviously, there's going to be a reason to have secrecy. The US does not want their stealth technology ever released. If you try to release it, they will kill you, okay? It is what it is. They do not fuck around when it comes to that nonsense. So do I believe there's necessarily aliens at Area 51? Not so much as I believe that they just have crazy aircraft that we've never seen before. Now, you could argue that maybe they have a UFO hidden somewhere, and the only reason they're able to have such a strong arm on the technology compared to the rest of the world is they have access to things nobody else does. Which, I guess it's easy to think about the conspiracy there, but again, until proven so, I can't sit there and 100% drink the Kool-Aid.
We're definitely not alone. Absolutely, the data points empirically that we're not alone, yeah.
Do we have bodies? Do we have species of
Well,
non-human?
naturally, when you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes you encounter dead pilots. And believe it or not, as fantastical as that sounds, it's true.
We got Ayla Mouse confirmed by a former intelligence officers. We literally have bodies of Roger from American Dad sitting around. This is wild. Okay, so obviously I agree if there's an aircraft, provided it's not a drone, there's got to be a pilot. So apparently you said that, yeah, we also not only have aircraft, but we also have bodies as well. Now, of course, again, big if true. The problem with this is that there's literally no actual evidence that we've been given at all about this, in terms of any photo, any report, any scan whatsoever, because that's not allowed to be shared. So again, I take it a lot with a grain of salt. I'm not sitting here trying to say that David is a liar because, David probably believes what he wants to believe, but obviously David also understands that without providing any sort of factual proof, that cannot be refuted, then people are going to take what he says with a grain of salt, and I think he gets that. And for me, I believe in aliens. I am a believer, but again, I'm also a realistic person. There are people skeptical of this, rightly so, but until I see something, I can't believe it. Oh, sorry, our air quality is really bad. God damn, it's actually so bad. We're smoggy up the ass here. Toronto's terrible, New York is awful, and it's all thanks to, I believe, Quebec that we have to suffer like this. But yeah, we have wildfire season on the East Coast. God, apparently it's you smoke 8 cigarettes a day or something. It's actually quite fucked. But anyways, I'm gonna try to do this before I die. So let's cover this. Now, speaking of Canada. Canada, alongside the Five Eyes intelligence sharing community, which involves the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, have all come together to talk about this. So while the details of their meeting, which they're just having, is classified, it can be characterized as the sharing of information on the subject of UAP. So they're all depending on talking about these UAPs. Now again, whether it's talking about the secret intelligence aircraft that we have flying around, or is it about aliens, that's yet to be known. Look, at some point when aliens come by, the government can't hide them any longer, okay? We're gonna have to know at some point. Now, even when it comes to the House of Representatives, the US government had to acknowledge what David said, David Grush. So literally we're sitting over here with them saying there will be oversight of that. We plan on having a hearing. So again, when the government says that, they're obviously going to cover it. They're going to look into it. It's not something that can easily just be ignored anymore. Now, obviously, when you look into the ideas of aliens and whatnot, one of the interesting paradoxes to me is the Fermi paradox, which is a conflict between the argument that scale and probability seem to favor intelligent life being common in the universe, and the total lack of evidence of intelligent life having been arisen anywhere other than on Earth. So the idea over here is, according to the math, there should be plenty of habitable planets around the world and other galaxies and star systems. But why is it that we've never been communicated by anybody, or nobody has received our communications? Now, if you ever played Mass Effect, you'll know that its plot is effectively the Fermi paradox. Spacefaring races are fighting synthetic organisms in a galactic war. But for a lot of people, a lot of the life forms that are landlocked, they don't have technology to observe the world around them, they don't know what's going on. I oftentimes lay in bed wondering if the Space United Nations is currently fighting with the goddamn Reapers, and maybe I'm just sitting over here vibing, scrolling through Twitter at night. That's pretty much what my life is sometimes, okay? That's the existential crises that go through my brain. But yeah, it's one of those things that I think about constantly, and do I believe aliens are out there? Absolutely. I don't think we are alone. And it's one thing that I hope that at some point in my life I do get first contact, okay? Even if I have to be in an intergalactic war and I'm going to die 5 minutes into it, at least I'll die knowing that I got to see other intelligent life beyond our planet. That's one thing that I want to see, okay? God, I'm not asking for much, God. Anyone? I'm asking for Ayla Mouse, okay? Just let me see a fucking Ayla Mouse. Now, alien conspiracies have been around for a long time. Obviously, as you all know, when I cover Deep Web pretty regularly, there was a underground base known as in Dulce, New Mexico, where it was like multiple stories, alien technologies, alien secrets, corpses, bunkers, so on and so forth. Of course, none of these things get proven, but of course, the conspiracies never stop. Even if you look at the History Channel, one of their top is 4 stunning UFO encounters, and a lot of people watch it. 400,019 K views 5 months ago. So people are all out there. The proof is out there. We need to just find it. And again, it's not just the History Channel, dude, NBC News, 7 News Australia. They're all covering UFO sightings. And there's plenty of experts in this field, experts, I'd say, that like to cover UFOs caught in the sky. Look, people like to believe. People want to believe. And sometimes we think that what we're seeing around us is absolutely real. Now, to be honest with you, if aliens did attack us, I don't know why they wouldn't just send alien CIA agencies down to planet Earth to retrieve their fallen spacecraft and burn bodies. I mean, we humans do that to other countries. Our CIA plane falls into Russia, we send a strike team over there to get rid of any evidence, kill anybody that saw it, call it a day, and vice versa. So I cannot imagine aliens not doing the same thing, unless these are like alien pizza delivery drivers that just crashed on their way to Earth, and it's a very, very rare coincidence. Look, at the end of the day, I'm a believer. I believe aliens are out there, but until I see actual proof, photographs, videos, irrefutable proof, a goddamn body, okay, until I'm holding alien cock in my hands, all right, then I'm not going to entirely believe this, okay? I want to believe it, but I'm a man of science and cold hard facts, okay? And until I have a vial of alien cum in my hands, I ain't believing it 100%. That's a goddamn fact, and you can write that down. Now, do I think David Grush is a crackpot? Well, then I would have to imagine the Mexican president who posted a Mayan elf might be a crackpot too. I don't believe any of these people are crackpots, okay? Because at the end of the day, they're experts in their field. I don't know much about the Mexican president being an expert with elves, but as far as David Grush is going, he definitely has the credentials, and he's probably seen more in this field than any of us watching have, okay? At the end of the day, we're armchair NASA scientists. This person's actually in the Air Force and whatnot, or used to be. And when they're talking about this so candidly and so openly, I want to see this investigation. And at one point, if there is actual proof, I'd love to see it declassified. I really would. Even if the truth is scary and it shows that we're going to be in an intergalactic war, I just want to see a goddamn alien, okay? That's it. That's all I'm asking. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comments section below. This is the UFO massive evidence. Again, there's not any evidence released, just a bunch of statements. And the statement, while they're heavy, while they're big, while they're massive, I need to see a goddamn photo attached with it. That being said, though, no snipers. Anyways, that being said, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like if you dislike it, I am out.